Hi guys, it is March 1st and today we're talking about planning your classroom. So planning your classroom can be anything from the decorations, it can be from what you plan on teaching in your classroom, like how you want your classroom set up. And I know this seems a little premature to be thinking about your own classroom right now since we're still in our first couple years of college or high school, even for you Pipers. But it's always kind of fun to think about. It's kind of fun to think about that end goal of having your own classroom and running things the way you like it. So today I have a quick video posted below us, and it's very short, but I'm hoping what it will do is it'll kind of inspire you to look at other videos to see what other people are doing to set up their classrooms. So if you were in my class, what we would do is we would do a couple different Google searches of YouTube and find out like 3 or 4 different quick videos that we can share with each other about classroom setup, because everybody does it different and there's no wrong way to do this, and every school district has their own budget and books and things that are already in your classroom. But I will remind you that most of the things that are in your classroom have to be purchased either by you, or if you can get donations, if you can get people to help you out with that. In the video below, the lady said she joined Scholastic, and that's probably one of the best things that I did to increase my library. So that might be something to think about. What that means is that you're going to join a book club, and if parents would like to buy books for their students, for their kids in a book club, that's totally fine, but you get kickback points, and then those points can be used for books in this classroom. And there's some times where you can buy spend $150 and then just get packets of books. And sometimes your school will be able to pay for that, some of the times it won't, just kind of depending on. So setting up your classroom does mean, like what we talked about, the physical spaces before, the alternative seating, how you're going to handle your rules, what is going to happen in your classroom. But it also has to do with how are you going to make it fun? I mean, I know how you teach really does affect how you're going to set up your classroom, but also it depends on what you're going to be teaching is going to be interactive and fun and want the students to keep coming back for more. So because it's a short video today, I want you to take some time and do your own Google searches. I want you to go to YouTube and click on some teachers that you might like and see what they think and what they do. A lot of teachers kind of as their side gig or their side hustle do YouTube channels, which are fantastic. There's quite a few that are very, very good. There's some that are just a waste of time, and you can just fast forward through those. And after you've watched a couple of them, you'll figure out which ones are worth your time and which ones are not. And even if you want a specific grade level, you can just type in, first grade classroom setup, and then you'll get different things. So I do want to show you. Let me get that out of here. So there is this one lady on YouTube that she does really have some good ideas. Her name, I guess I don't really know her name, but she goes by Pocketful of Primary, and she's got some pretty good ideas about organizing your Google Classroom if you're choosing or if you have to teach online. She does that. She does teaching materials. She does her library. She does everything. And she's a 4th grade teacher, I believe, in eastern side of the United States. But anyway, she's pretty interesting. So if you go through and you keep finding people that you like, then you can kind of follow them and get kind of inspired about your own classroom and what you might want to try. I have used Teacher by Teachers for quite a bit of my classroom setup as far as organizing files and cute things on the wall. They're generally pretty inexpensive, so it's not you're not breaking the bank, but there are a couple on Teacher Pay Teachers that I think are pretty quality. Deanna Jump does an amazing job in kindergarten, so if you really want to look into setting up a classroom for younger grades, Deanna Jump is a good one for that. Like I said, it's going to be a short video today because I really want you to take the time to look at what everybody else is doing for classroom setup and how you can kind of start dreaming about your own classroom and how you want yours to look. And I guess the phone was just ringing there. But I'm saying it's never too late to get things started. So for instance, I know Piper, you're thinking about maybe junior high English, and it's not even a bad idea right now to think about what books. You start collecting books, which ones do you want to teach in your classrooms, which ones do you want your students to read, and then throughout the next couple of years start collecting things that you find that go with those books, whether it's a lesson plan or an idea or a craft or some food or food, not actual food, but a recipe or something, or something you can do art to go with that book is really going to make that book come more alive to students. And Sam, you're thinking about younger grades. I purchased, it was kind of the craziest thing I did, but when I was first started teaching, I went to this yard sale and I found these old trunks. They were the coolest thing. They were like old time suitcases with the hard backs on them, and they're like big trunk looking things. And so I started, like, every time I came across something cool or I thought, oh, I'm going to put that in my classroom, I just started throwing it in my trunk. And so by the time I kind of got my own classroom going, I had beads from Hawaii, and I was using shells from this, and I found recipes from that, and I threw in like magazine articles, because this was before the Google internet, because that's how long ago I started teaching. But I would throw things in there, so when the time comes, I was like, I had these things that I could bring that were, fun into the classroom that had to do with our themes. So anyway, long story short, I'd like you to spend some time today to watch the video below, how she organized her classroom and her themes. And then I want you to take some time too to Google, do some fun searches to find out, what do you want your classroom to look like? How do you want yours set up? Do some daydreaming on this. It's not required by any means, but it's more of just like this is going to be the fun part of teaching, like getting everything set up. So the rest of this week, Thursday, I'll put another video up. It'll be short again because this week isn't super heavy. Please remember that you do have a quiz due for Chapter 3 this week. And like I said, classroom management, that's what we're talking about. And I know I've said this before, but our class really is broken into 3 different parts, right? So the stuff you do online is on one part, the stuff we talk about in videos is one part, and the stuff that you do from the book is a third part. And the reason why we do this is because there's so much information, there's no way we can pack it all into one tight bundle, and honestly, you'd be listening to me talk for 2 hours a day, and that's not what anybody wants. So enjoy this week. I hope your interviews are going well with the teachers you've been talking to, and I look forward to reading them on Friday or maybe over the weekend. But yeah, take some time this week and have some fun with being a teacher, because this is, setting up your classroom really is like the fun part about teaching. So remember that next week is spring break, so we will not be meeting next week at all, next Thursday or Friday, or I'm sorry, Tuesday or Thursday, and so we will meet back on the 15th of March. Okay, see you guys.